I started this leg day off with some squats. April 29th, 2026. Nice full leg day with 5 exercises. 4 of them being for legs in the lower body, and then 1 for abs. I got 135 pounds for squats. I'm trying to just stay at the parallel, and it'll be 20 reps here. On the second set and the third set, no drop set for the third set. So like on that last rep, I think I went a little too far down. You might see me do that sometimes because I'm still trying to get a nice depth. But I am trying to keep the tension on the muscles, and I don't want my knees to pop. But it's easier for me if I go all the way down because it takes the tension off the muscles. So in that way, I kind of cheat a little bit sometimes, more or less by accident. And still kind of just getting used to stopping at parallel and getting used to that feel. Where I am now at this squat rack, I could see myself in the mirror. So I could kind of tell. It's still kind of hard to tell, but it's easier for me to see where I'm hitting that parallel to where I'm getting, a good depth to my liking, but not going down too far. I think I'm going to stick with doing squats this way for a while. I don't think I'm going to do 20 rep range the whole time. I'm going to start upping the weight and lowering the reps. But I've done it this way, I think maybe just 2 leg days now with the 135 for 20 reps, 3 sets. In the leg day before it, I was doing 150 with 15 reps, but, only going parallel. So I might up it to, maybe 160 and try for 15, something like that. Or just go up to maybe 180 for 10. Just have to see how it goes. But anyway, going into the Romanian deadlifts with the dumbbells. Looks like I got the 80-pound dumbbells. So it should just be 8 reps with these. No drop set for the third set. Just 3 even sets. With the 80s here. I'm still kind of trying to be more conscious of my shoulder shrugging at the top. But it still happens sometimes. Guess it just feels natural to me. Definitely a lot harder to hold on to the 80 pounds. Requires more grip strength. But that is one thing I want to improve. Grip strength and forearm strength. So this is definitely a good exercise for that. One of the main reasons I started working this in, it is a compound lift, so can kill a lot of birds with one stone. And then really good for hitting the lower back to improve core stability, especially with squats. So hitting that spinae erector, I think that's how you say it, this is definitely good for that. And then it also hits the hamstrings. And I think these have actually been helping grow my hamstrings more than seated leg curls have, with less cramping for me. So definitely a good exercise. It works for me. I've been considering doing it on the barbell instead of the dumbbells, or just doing conventional deadlifts, but this has been working for me. The dumbbells are easier to set up, so it's kind of one of those things where if it isn't broken, don't fix it. It's been working for me, so I'm just going to keep making it work and keep at it. And then on to calf extensions on the seated leg press. Calves are one muscle where you can't, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't hit it unless you do an isolated calf exercise. And then even with that, I'm not too knowledgeable about it, but I know that the straight leg extensions that I'm doing here, or if you do raises, whatever, the straight leg calf exercises, I think hit the gastrocnemius, which is better just for overall calf growth. And then the bent, calf regs is where you bend the knee. Those calf exercises hit the soleus, which is just, those are the two main calf muscles. So either way you want to hit them, you gotta do a specific calf exercise. They do get targeted a little bit in other leg exercises like squats and deadlifts, but they're not a primary mover. In squats you have quads and glutes. In deadlifts, I'm pretty sure it should be the glutes, the lower back, and hamstrings. So calves might be into play, but they're not going to be the primary movers. So you're not going to see leg growth with those compound exercises. But so I'm doing leg extensions here, which isolates the quads. So it's really good for quad growth, but at the same time, you'll still see substantial quad growth doing a compound exercise such as squats. So you'll see growth in, at least those two areas, at least the quads and glutes. Plus, squats are they're good for the whole body. It's good for the testosterone release. It's good for fat loss. Activates the core and all that. So, definitely good exercise. But leg extensions, if you want to isolate the quads and really blast them and really grow them, then this is a good exercise. Plus, it's less chance for injury. So, another thing to consider depending on how you want to work out. But yeah, if you really want to grow the calves, then you're going to have to isolate them. And I'm going to finish up. I did cardio on the elliptical at some point. I think probably actually maybe even before the leg extensions. I probably went to the elliptical after calf extensions. I'm going to finish up with the torso rotation here. I can't really tell what angle I have it on. Looks like either the 45 or 60 angle. So it might have actually been, it might be the 45. If it's the 45, then that would be internal obliques. So I hit obliques every now and then, especially if I hit abs the day before, or if so the abdominal machine next to it is taken, which is probably what I wanted to use. But hopped on here, probably looked at my notes and noticed that I had hit the other angles recently and had neglected the oblique angles a lot. And I was like, okay, let's do some obliques. This must be my sign. So it's going to finish off with this. And that'll be it for the leg day. Thanks for tuning in.